Hello, this is Angelos Lopez, CEO of Positivity Coaching, and you're listening to my podcast.
Thank you very much for inviting me. And since this is a sort of it's a celebration because it's the International Coaching Week on the one hand, and on the other hand, you're celebrating 1 year of existence, if I'm right, as a chapter in Armenia. So I'm wishing for many more to come in the future and to do the great job that you're doing promoting professional coaching in the country and beyond the country, from what I understand. So I see we have people from a lot of countries here, like India, Greece, USA, Italy, and so that means that you are doing already great work. So Nana, can I welcome you into your home and to prepare for our coaching session today? So before we dive into the coaching session itself, what do you think would be important for you to do or share to clear the air and vent?
We're maybe just thank you one more time for being with us, because I'm here in two roles somehow, as the coachee, and thank you for accepting me as the coachee, but also as someone who is organizing the whole thing and leading the team. So as someone who is leading the team, let me thank you one more time for coming and greet all the participants that are here. They were having a demo session, and I'm the coachee, so that I needed to kind of, I couldn't take off my hat totally, and thank you for asking me. And now just to breathe.
Yeah.
And try to be fully present for the session.
Okay, so let's try to do that, to create that space where you can leave the other hat aside and focus on the conversation that we will have today. I assume that 30-40 minutes might be enough. What do you think?
Yeah, that would be great. Because 40 minutes would be just, I think, a lot. That's a huge opportunity to have a great session.
And then we will have the Q&A session, the conversation afterwards. So slowly getting into the conversation that we need to have, for which I have to thank you for getting into that space. I always think that engaging in coaching relationship and partnership requires a level of humbleness. So I thank you for that and hope to reciprocate it at some point in the future, to change places with you. But for now, would you like to share what would you like to accomplish today?
Yeah. I was thinking about the topic for a few days already. And probably the one that I came up with is connected with my management style that I would like to explore. And it's about my execution. I think I'm not a good executor, and my ability to manage execution of people. So if that sounds like a topic, then that's it.
Okay, so I hear your concern about what you say. You think you are not a good executor, And what would you like to get out of this conversation today?
Well, I'm thinking about understanding what stands on the way from one side, but also, so basically, in the ideal world, I become a good executor, or I understand why I'm not good in that. Probably that's something good for me. So how I could become more effective, let's say. And when I say I don't mean only myself, I mean also my company and those who I lead.
Becoming more effective, what does that mean for you, Nana?
I have so many ideas and projects and aspirations and goals. Wow. I would say that I see a lot of opportunities and not all of them are being fulfilled.
So where would these opportunities lead you to become?
I mean, the word creator comes.
Really?
Someone who can organize and lead towards what I have seen is possible. Meaning, I have a belief that if you can imagine something, you can achieve it. And that's for not only for me, but also for as I said, the company and the people I interact with. So when I see the opportunity to achieve something really good, and then it is not being achieved, that's what makes me believe I'm not good in execution.
So when that happens, how does it make you feel?
It makes me feel I lost something. I didn't do most. I might help more people, or I might arrange things so that something good was created, but I didn't manage.
Okay, so I'm excited by the topic that you're bringing forward, and I'm hearing the words imagine and something good being created. So can I invite you to share a little bit how do you imagine yourself in creating something good?
It's interesting because when you ask your question, I understand that probably I didn't imagine myself. I was just seeing the vision.
Is it?
So if talking about what I see, it's probably only hands, that much. So I was not seeing myself.
So you don't see yourself inside the picture.
It's only the picture.
Mm-hmm.
So it is. It's going to be a huge work, inner work now, to kind of. If you ask me now, how about seeing you? I mean, probably I might choose one of the pictures then, because it's really difficult for me to start seeing me everywhere I haven't seen myself in.
Yes, let's start with one and see what happens.
It's just so hard.
I can wait, but I can also try to help if you.
Yeah, that would be, yes.
Or if you can instruct me how to help you with that.
I don't even know how to instruct, so if you have any idea, I'll be grateful.
Okay, I'll try to use my imagination and let me know if that works, or if it doesn't, we'll do something else. So when you say that you imagine yourself something that is good as an executor in the company that you're working and with your people, with your teams and so on. You say that you see yourself or you imagine yourself in the place or in the role. I'm using a few words of my own, and the role of creator. So let's try to imagine when you are being that creator, how do people experience you?
It's interesting because when I imagine myself there, as an implementer, it's not about creator. I would say probably as a creator, it's easier because that's something that comes from inside. That's about probably creating the vision and the goals and everything. So when you ask me to imagine myself, I do now see myself in the office, talking to people, and asking them about what has been done. And I mean, very simple managerial things, which I never do. In terms of, if we talk about the function of control, I leave that to people. I leave that implementation part to people if they have a project. So here I see myself following up with them. And I'm different from how I'm usually. This is another role. It's not the creator role, because the creator comes when I think about something new, a project, making it better, making it brighter. But when it comes to implementation or managing the implementation, it's not the creator. It's completely other professional. It's completely other me there.
Yes, and so I'd like to share something with you, which is something that I sense. I cannot say that this is absolutely true because I cannot see your full body posture, but it seems like at some point you lean back, and I'm thinking that perhaps you have a little, your posture is trying to close somehow. Am I correct? I see that your hands are very...
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Because this is something I don't enjoy doing. I kind of believe this is something I don't need to tell people. I don't need to remind people. I don't need to control people. Because I believe if they have the goal, if they have the project, that they are fully capable. It's not about being capable. For me, controlling is when I'm a manager and I'm above somehow. I need to evaluate. I need to do, and then I don't love doing that.
Yeah. Okay.
So basically, that comes to coaching. I love to be in partnership. And when you're in partnership, you don't need to remind or to control or to evaluate, because if someone took the project, then they'll do their best. So probably that was the reason I kind of closed, because I felt like, okay, I see myself doing that, but that's not something I love doing.
Yes. And I think it was quite obvious, although we are meeting online, so we have this, small frame. But I think it was quite obvious that your body posture was telling its own story. That was in one could say, comfortable position, or at least, if you allow me, I think it was something that you, as you said right now, something that you really don't want to do. Now you have changed. You seem to be more comfortable. You're leaned a little in front. So that means you are more like your body is saying some story. I'm more engaged when I lean forward, right? So that brings the conversation, or perhaps we need to have the conversation of, is this the right choice for you? Or is it something else that you would rather be engaged with? And you said that you would rather have the coaching type of relation, which is being in partnership.
You mean, is it the right thing for me to manage team? Was that about that?
I would say, is it the method that you're trying to achieve that, the right way for you?
Okay. I would say that I have very many success stories of working with my colleagues in partnership and then taking the responsibility and having the passion to perform. But there are cases with less professional or juniors or with youngers. I mean, there are cases when it is needed. So I cannot find the, you're completely right. It's about method. Probably there is another method to deal with those guys who are requesting, who are kind of, who need that. Probably that's not a control, but that's support. And then somehow deciding about who I continue working with and who I don't continue working with quicker. So from one side, one insight is that it's not about control, it's about support. And maybe I might do that if I put it that way, then I might want to do it more, let's say. Because I love developing people, I have been doing that, and that's something that comes naturally. And the second insight that I had when I asked about the method, making the decisions about who I continue working with and who I don't faster. Because I give another chance and I give another chance and I give another chance, but probably I need to limit the time. Let's call it probation. To kind of make a decision if this is someone who will get along with my leadership management style or not. Or I will need to manage step by step that person for the rest of their work life with me.
So I hear that you know what to do and you have ideas. I assume that if I keep asking you what else can you do or what could you do differently, you will have ideas. Because, well, I take it for granted that you like to work with people and develop people, as you said earlier, because you are a coach. So, of course, this is one of the things that you love to do, right? And you are good at it, as far as I know. And so that means that this is something you do. But if you allow me, in the beginning of our conversation, you made a comment and you were judging yourself. You said, I'm not good at that work as an executor. From where we are now, how does that sound to you?
Now that sounds, I have my way of executing projects that involve number of people, and that way is through giving them freedom and empowering them to get to the stage and the level when we are partners. And what is definitely missing, or maybe added, that let's call it developing part.
Mm-hmm.
Because if they are not there, then they need to come to there quicker. So I mean, or in the pace they are able to come there, but that bridge, that journey, might be a challenge for them because they don't know. They might not know exactly what to do, how to do, and where we're going and what's the vision. So there they need support, and probably that's where I need to look for ways and methods how to support them to get to that partnership stage faster.
Well, yeah. So what needs to change to help them get in that partnership stage faster? What would it take?
That's what's the delta, let's say. That's what's what I need to focus on, to find ways that would be that I would love to do, because I mean, I ended up with understanding that I kind of am in a stage in my life that I do only things that I love to do. And I work with people who I love to work with. And I'm happy that I have come up to that stage in my career and in my life. So I need to find methods and ways to help them to go through that journey. And that method of helping should be something that I enjoy doing.
In contrast with it?
In contrast with controlling. You didn't do this, you didn't do that. Where's this, where's that? Because deep in my heart, I understand that that's not helping. That control is not helping. It's like you cannot control each step. It's impossible. You need to empower. And that is what I have been doing. But yes, people are not there yet. So for those who are not there yet, what's my role? To be there, present, for them to get there. It can be faster or more effective, or I mean, to get there eventually. It can be not faster, but at least to get there. To show the way.
Are we?
Yeah, go on.
Are we getting there? Is our conversation helping you get where you want to get?
For sure, because now I see the root somehow. I see a fundamental something really. I have a feeling that here there's a gap that I need to find and fill in. And if I do that, if I find it, then it's going to work.
Yep.
For sure. Fantastic.
And I can feel your energy is changing as well. As you speak. That's wonderful. So I'm thinking, if you go back to that phase when we were talking, how do you imagine yourself in the future being a creator?
Yeah, then it's, in the first picture, when you asked me to imagine myself doing that successfully, I was sitting behind the table and there was someone on the other side of the table, and there was that kind of picture. And now it's kind of a more training style. There are more people, first of all, in that picture. There are no tables. It's kind of a round, and it's a discussion. There's no levels. It's a partnership thing. But yes, I am somehow leading the thing. I know what I do. I know why I do what I do. And I know people there need that what I do. And there is an action with all of us.
It sounds like you have full awareness of where you are, and personally and systemically.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's fantastic.
Yes.
So what else would you like to include in our conversation to make you feel full about the goal that you initially wanted to reach?
Do we have time?
We do. I have time, and we have booked a lot of time, so depending on you.
Mm-hmm. If we could have a closer look into what is that I do there. That gap. I do understand that I somehow help. I accompany, but the method itself. If we could have a closer look on me doing that, to see what are the methods or what else would be a method that would be helpful.
Yes. So if we're talking about the transition, let's call it like that, if you would like. So what would be the steps to make that transition for you, for the people in your team, or the company in general?
Mm-hmm. I'm now thinking that probably that's work with seniors, because I have a feeling I will not be able to do that with everybody. So choosing a very limited number of those who are capable then to continue and manage others might be a solution. Because in consulting, it's difficult. It's not a big number of people, and you're all connected. But still, I think that the consistency matters, especially for juniors. and because I'm not able to make sure that I will be consistent with them, it's better not to start with those who need everyday support and development. So probably start working with seniors, but be very, very organized in terms of what, how, when, and how we move forward in partnership, and also agreeing around how it is going to then flow and impact those who are not there, who are not working directly with me.
So I understand you want to have different interventions or relation with different levels of people in the workplace, depending on their seniority. Am I right?
Yes.
Okay, so does that mean that what we have talked about is would be ideal for the senior people? Mm-hmm. And we need to become more specific regarding the rest of the people, or is it the other way around for you?
In terms of developing from time to time, occasionally, and doing inspirational, important things that only me is able to do, I will definitely do that for all. But in terms of a more consistent methods, that what I have come up to is to be online only with seniors, and clearly with clear agreements and division of functions around to who is developing who, and who is taking care of who, and at which stage. But in terms of general leadership and inspirational part, I mean, that creator part, I can definitely be there for everybody. But because those very juniors need some kind of consistency, and it needs to be there. And sometimes I'm not in the country, sometimes I'm traveling, sometimes I'm fully engaged in other projects that are a priority. I will not be able to do that anyway. So the insight is decide on what I am not doing anymore, and talk to my people and come up to conclusions and decisions around who is covering what.
Okay, when you say people, do you mean your senior people or older people?
I mean senior people, first of all, because we need to agree with senior people, and then from there, it will start to flow.
So what could be their role in this transition phase?
Partner. I mean, their role is definitely a partner role, and when I say partner, I mean in very different senses. Starting from ideas and agreeing and not agreeing and talking about the challenges and finishing with implementation, and also involving me on the stages they need me there.
Mm-hmm.
So now, when I was describing that picture, with people around me and me doing something, so there it's a limited number of people. It's not everybody.
It's not everybody.
And it relates to few different areas of where I am involved, be that social, be that company. Somehow that's a method that I found, which might sound an obvious one, but somehow I came to that, and I deeply believe it's going to help.
It's going to help. And when I hear people that are partners, I imagine automatically that they lift some weight from your shoulders, or you share the weight. So in the context of our discussion today, what part of the weight would you like them to help you with?
No, this is the question. Oh, no, I kind of felt the weight. Yes, I think that's taking a lot of weight from my shoulders for sure. And it's about not only taking out the weight, but also about acknowledging the strength of those people who I am passing that weight to. Which must be something important. That feels like something important, not only for me. I think that must be something important for them as well.
Yeah. It's good to lift some weight off your shoulders. It's good to do that, to allow you to be more creative, be in that position, and be creative by being who and how you like to be.
I mean, one insight came. It's about giving. One of the things that I will do from today, I will give that function of making the decision about her to employ and who not to employ to those senior. I think that's lifting a lot of weight from my shoulders, and that's definitely going to help, because they are then, in the end of the day, those who will be working with those people. So why do I make the decision then?
Sounds like a new strategy.
Yeah.
How does it feel?
Amazing.
Well, amazing.
Yeah,
Strong statement.
I have been employing people. I have been making a decision, and then they have been working with those people, which is not fair at all. Because there was such a heavy thing on my shoulders because I have made a decision and now I need to somehow, I need to explain why, and then they are not happy or they are happy. Let them do that and let them take the responsibility of making that decision, and then maybe they are able to make better decisions in terms of staffing.
Okay, so I see a big smile. That's nice. So when would you like to review your progress in this transition?
I didn't get the question. When would I like to
revisit?
Review. Sorry. Oh, okay.
See where
Oh,
I am.
in a month from now. Yeah, month or two maybe. I mean, in a month we can come back to that topic, and then in 3 months it's a timing when we can see the impact of that decision.
Because I heard a lot of ideas this evening, a lot of ideas regarding who, not who you like to be, but how you like to be. What would you like to how would you like to experience your role, and that you came to the conclusion that implies a change in how you organize your people into more senior, where you are more of a partner, and the people who are more low level. So you have to be more consistent, as you said. And then some of the senior people will lift some weight from your shoulders. That means in organizing that, in managing these people as well. So that would imply a change in some parts of the roles, and then also as well, you said you will make new decisions on who to employ and who not to employ. I guess in order to fit into that new way of organizing the way things are being run. What are the people's roles and who is ideal for this kind of roles? So this sounds like a more intentional future.
Mm-hmm.
Is this where you would like to get in our conversation this evening?
Yes.
Is there something else that you would like to add?
I have my first while you were speaking, it came. My first step is going to be, guys. I mean, I'm coming and I'm telling guys, and I mean, some of them might be here, by the way, guys. Yes, we are a consulting company. We're not big, but I'm not micromanaging anymore. I'm there to help. I'm there to develop. I'm there to support whenever you need me, but I'm not micromanaging anymore. It's interesting that I came to a step what I am not doing anymore.
It's a strong it's a declaration. I think it's important to you found your voice, and you're voicing what you need to change and what needs to be done from now on. So I want to congratulate you in being courageous at this point.
What? Thank you so much. Yeah, because that voice that came out from me, I'm not micromanaging anymore, took so much out of my shoulders. I mean, huge energy.
Yes, youth energy. Huge energy, and I hope the others will share that energy with you. Are we good to close this round and move on to the discussion that has been planned? So thank you very much. for this, Nana, and someone will take the lead right now, I guess.
Yeah. Gayane John, will you come back? And probably, guys, if you have questions, please, you can write them in the chat so that Gayane can read them for Angelos.
Well, let me see. Yeah, Angela put it right. Thank you, Nana. I would like to see Angelo's notes, if possible. I'm curious whether he used abbreviations or other ways to take notes.
Yeah. Okay, I can answer. I can show you. I don't take notes in the form of minutes, like what has been said this is not my intention to include everything. So I don't use abbreviations usually. Sometimes I dribble, but you will not see drawing here. However, this gives me the opportunity to... you can see that, can you?
Yeah.
Okay, so this is what's called e-ink. It gives you the feeling of the kinesthetic collapse, the move of the paper the move of the pen in the paper, which is creating connections. It's in it, and they say that it helps you being creative when you have these senses. That's okay, Angela?
Okay, many appreciations. And here it says, will there be any recording? Would the recording be posted anywhere? Yes, it will be posted in ICF or Linear Chapter YouTube channel. You can follow it. It will hopefully be in the next 2 days. Next comes Loved It Amazing Session. Thank you to both of you. Thank you. Yeah, an appreciation. Any more questions?
If there are no questions, I would definitely have. Guys, questions. This is an amazing opportunity to ask questions to the master of the master.
Can you please add a link to the channel? Okay, this is more technical question. Thank you both. Fantastic. Oh, I missed it. Sorry. Fantastic dialogue. A bold question for Nana. With due respect and no intent of offending, may I ask, are you afraid of letting people go?
No, I don't. I let that's probably I too much let people go.
Okay. The next question from Anush. When you asked about emotions, she didn't reply with emotion, but rather state of being. Can you comment on that?
Yes, thank you very much. This is an interesting note and the question. So my intention when I'm asking about emotions is to find a way to create awareness. So I was not really wanting to hear about emotions, but I was trying to create the awareness. So when my client Nana, in this case, chose to bring that forward, that was important for her. And I think all these things are linked. Our state of being, our emotions, the way they are expressed through our body. Remember some conference, we had some interventions regarding body posture. What does that mean? All these things might be linked with assumptions and beliefs or whatever. So it's like fighting it. For me, each time it's like holding a thread, and where will that lead to? some new elements that will come up into the surface and perhaps help us get more aware of what is happening. Hope that is helpful. Your microphone was unmuted, Nana, not Nana. Your name is
Guyana. Sorry. So the question is, do you usually ask 4 questions at the beginning of sessions?
So you noticed that I asked that who question, probably. Yeah, because she said it's not that I have to do that. Usually you don't have to do anything. The only thing that you have to do is make this sound a natural, easy flowing, free flowing conversation. But it was important. I think it was important at that point. She was trying to do something and she was experiencing some kind of blockages. So the reason why you're doing that, or who do you want to become, can bring forward insights like the one that they did, or provoke a start of a conversation. So how do I envision myself? How do I imagine myself in the future? Remember how that conversation unraveled. Can I imagine myself? And how do I imagine myself? Is it difficult for me to imagine myself? I think that started a conversation there, which was very useful.
When she couldn't imagine herself as a creator, I again stopped.
So that made it that you would change the topic, or you would ask a very different question, and I didn't. Is that the question, or something else? Would you like to ask something else? No, you would like to ask something else, which is...
I have a question, actually. May I?
Yes.
In the beginning, it was said that we have 35 minutes for the session, but it took much longer. Is that okay until the client feels that we are close to the end, and after that is finished?
Well, depending on the context, if it's a paid client and you have a very tight schedule, both you and the client, or either one, then you have to be absolutely respectful of the time. In reality, we have booked for 90 minutes. So I was more or less trying to put a frame and see how would Nana feel, what might be enough. My intention was not to be very strict into that, because I knew we had booked 90 minutes, including a Q&A session, of course, right?
There is another.
I think it's important to have this idea upfront with the client, because we are partnering in making sure that this session will be successful, and we don't want to surprise ourselves by holding different impressions of what would be the time limits or something like that. So this is why I made the conversation.
Thank you for that. Apostolos has a question to Nana. What were your thoughts and feelings as a coachee when Angelos mentioned the changes to your body posture and your arms? Did you have any
insights or realizations at that moment? Thank you. Thank you, Apostolos, for the question. I think that was a very strong moment, because I myself thought that, my posture was, I kind of leaned back, and when Angelos told me, you kind of closed. From there, I realized that, yes, my hands went this way. So that was a very, very strong moment, one of the transformational moments, because that observation that he shared, I haven't noticed myself. I thought opposite. I leaned back, and that was it. But from there, the session went towards completely another direction. Just because of that observation. So my feelings were, there's an insight. I found something. I found a jewel. I answered.
Great. Thank you very much.
Loved your contact checking in with our post issue throughout the session. And closer to the end of session, would it be helpful to anchor it with the emotion and ask what these changes will change in broader sense in your life? I mean, a bigger why.
It could be, but the topic that we were discussing was not about bigger changes in life. It was about becoming more effective in her work. It is linked with who we are, of course, all the time. Everything is linked, but it was not. We were not. That was not a request about the change in life. So that would be a different session. It could be. It might be interesting, but the client should request that, right? Otherwise, it will be just, my curiosity. It would be a session for me, not for her.
Okay. Also, I would have tempted to ask Nana what control means for her. It would be very curious. I would be very curious. Sorry. Thank you.
Yes, it's interesting to see that what clients are sharing might trigger our own curiosity. And it's very important to make an evaluation. So if I go in that direction, would that serve the client? Would that serve the conversation? Would that serve me? And there is always so much information out there. It's great to be curious, but you need to steer this wheel and into the harbor the client wants to go.
Thank you. And Nikolai wants to ask a question. Nikolai, please.
Okay, thank you. I have a question to Angelos about your summaries and returning to Nana, what you observed. Sometimes it was quite short, sometimes it was longer. I want just your comment about that. How do you feel? How much you need to give it, this reflection, the summary? Should it be short or long? Should you take a pause there or not? Just want your opinion, your experience about this question.
Yes, thank you very much, Nikolai. I think that in this session, Nana was many times in reflector mode, which is good because this is what we want the client to reflect on her issues. And she was sharing very interesting insights. And there were times when I need to make big silences. And so that means I would have to diminish the time that I would be speaking. Sometimes I was acting like I was summarizing, but I was just repeating and paraphrasing what she was saying to continue this connection with her, that I am with her. So I was trying to do that with my non-verbal information, how I was looking at her, my facial expressions, how I was leaning forward, And sometimes words, because, sometimes if you have been very silent for a long time, sometimes you have to give a few words. Now, the summaries actually that I used were as short as possible, with the exception, as you said very correctly, in the end. I think that in the end, we need to make sure that we have to, revisit the points that we have ticked. So we said this, and we managed to do that, and we came to that conclusion, and to have the full picture. And see if there's something else that we are missing in the conversation. See if there's something else that the client would like to take out of the session. Like at some point earlier, Nana said, yes, I would like to go into more details, go more closer. So it appeared that this was helpful for the process and the client. To be completely honest, the last summary was big. I was feeling enthusiastic because we have achieved so much. And I felt like we needed to celebrate that and say all of the things that we have achieved. Yeah.
Yes, and thank you, Angelos. And I'll take over. We need to let Angelos go. I know he has been having so many sessions, and let's finish with this celebration. And thank you for this amazing session from me as a client and from me as the president of ICF Armenia. This was a huge contribution, and thank you very much all for joining us. We have been growing for 1 year already, and we promise we are going to grow in terms of numbers and quality and deepness. So keep your eyes on our chapter, those who are not with us. And my next goal, and I'm talking as a creator now, is to hold a conference here in Armenia. And I don't know when it is going to happen. We're planning it next year. But I very much hope that you, Angelos, will join us then. So you can consider this as a formal invitation. And let's see how we implement that.
Thank you very much for having me, and thank you very much for the invitation. And I would love to visit Yerevan, and hope that you will win the Eurovision Song Contest so we can celebrate together.
Okay, and then we will manage to make it while so. Yeah, probably that's not that our conversation was for something, and yeah, my trip to Greece was also for something. That will be a Vision ICF.
That's great. Thank you very much. I want to thank you and the chapter, and Georgi, of course, for making the initial invitation. Thank you very much, and I wish you continued success and celebration.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
And thank you, Georgi, for helping us to invite, for introducing us to each other. Have a great evening, guys. Thank you very much.
This is Angelos Trolopas, and you can listen to my podcast on Spotify, Apple, and Google.